I'm sitting here thinking about that gun, bro. I'm sitting here thinking about how that gun work, how the male's guns work. I like calling it guns, but it's really tools, whatever. And I noticed that my gun was healing. It was almost like it was moving God's hand itself. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work right here because nothing would ever get rectified. Nothing would ever get fixed. Nothing would ever get done right. I said, this ain't gonna work. So I ain't had no choice but to stop. I ain't had no choice but to stop the situation. Stop it. I couldn't do your little test because it kept resetting me. I mean, I look on social. When I do it, I started observing, and when I do it, I started observing the energy around me. I started observing the normal people that ain't got nothing to do with it. I started observing social media. I started observing my own people. That's people around me, like just the two people in my house. I started observing, and I realized wasn't no action being taken, like disciplinary action. It was like my ambulatory float was forgiving people that was supposed to be on my side, and they really wasn't on my side. So I was like, well, hell, it'll never end like this. It'll never end like this. And I was right. So I sacrificed once again, I had to sacrifice myself. Even though it could have benefited me in such a way, it still wasn't benefiting me. And that whatever they had going on they would have did it until I died. And I would rather try to at least get my justice than to acknowledge something like that and keep that going, knowing that it might not even work. Because somebody had figured out how to hide in my energy. Somebody figured out how to hide in my energy. I should have turned that off earlier. Somebody figured out how to hide in my energy. And then I realized, like, let's say I'm doing all this work that I always have been doing. Long before this all came to play. And it's like people was getting blessed from the spiritual realm that I was supposed to get. Then I realized that damn, I was getting mutilated pretty much. And then I realized how social media was sitting there taking up for the damn people. Like, a lot of y'all don't know. Whoever tried to steal my energy, y'all don't know them. And y'all think that they got y'all thinking I'm the bad guy. How can I be the bad guy? When all the videos I've done seem to be me stuck in one spot. That's obvious a sign that somebody done been sacrificed. But see, a lot of y'all working for these people though. Well, either way it goes, I want God to fix the problem because y'all are not going to do it. Because this been going on for lifetime. Y'all ain't going to do it. You just ain't got the heart to stand up for nothing no more. You done depended on these people. You done lived off this kind of stuff for so long. Now, by now, it's security for you. That ain't no security. Even if you got a good job, if you dependent in any kind of way, you ain't got security. You don't have security. They own you. You never got security. You got security when you own yourself. You might be working stuff, but you ain't scared if they fire you or not. That's security. So, well, financial security. So, when I realized that, I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna have to, if I want God to work with me, I'm gonna have to stop. So I had to look at organizations, how they move. I was like, who in the world would have told these people how to do this? So let's say Bushy Brow knew how to do it. But let's say OP taught her how to do it. OP, we all know OP is working for organizations. So, let's just say that. That's just an example. It might not be that guy. So I had to move like this. So somehow they knew that the man tool is the forest, and the woman is the garden. And they knew that the woman is basically the gun for the bullet of the man. And they know different tools have different gifts. And what I noticed about it, I had to break it down in layman terms for myself because I didn't know none of this was real. But it's very much so accurate. What I learned for myself, I said, what I had to do for myself is like, well, if you of the dark, the tool gonna be doing some bad stuff. If you of the light, it's gonna be doing good stuff. And like one of the gifts that my tool got, which is an ambulatory tool, is healing. And one of the healing ways healing remedies that it got. Now I'm talking about this is on a major scale. I'm talking about it'll heal people in organizations, governments, and everybody, even if they're against you. So let's say you being followed by social media, they trying to make a secret movie of you or whatever, and they acting like they're your friends. And you buying it. And you tapping into them, you enjoying their company, blah, 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 blah. Well, what happened is, every time you use that tool, they all getting good. They being forgiven, even if they working against you. Because they're in your energy and you thinking they like you. Because this is emotions now. Because when you use your tool, and when you accelerate your tool, it's emotional, internally. Literally, it impacts the whole world just about. Whoever's in your energy. I say the whole world. Because I couldn't even count them. I was trying to count how many people it was affecting, and there's no way I could account. It would add people like 30 people would add on. I don't even know these people. So I was like, okay, this is crazy that it worked like this. So let's say everybody committed a sin in my group. Let's say all these people in my group, people in the organization, White House, government, everywhere, all these people in my group, let's say they sinning. All right, what's their sin? Let's say their sin is acting like they're my friend, but sacrificing me with everybody else. Not saying that's true, but let's just say that. Well, every time I pull my tool and release my tool, they get blessed, and it's like they sins go away. It's like actually it felt like I was actually moving the hand of God. I said, my God. And I had a group of people and group of energy online there that I observed. And they all, when that hand, because I'm starting to be able to notice the hand, the hand of God move quite often that we don't notice. And if you meditating, I think you can feel it. Well, because it'll go clockwise and all that stuff on you. Like, let's say you going ahead, you doing good, you say you did me real good. And you say, I'm finna get away with it. Yeah, we got him now. Yeah, hun done went and bought cars and everything. You sitting there talking about folk like a dog. Well, that hand gonna clockwise you. I saw all this. That's why I stopped doing that Teddy. That hand gonna clockwise you. And what it is, it's gonna make you go backwards. And you gonna be like, what's going on? I thought we was finished with this. And he's supposed to be out of the picture. Nope, it ain't like that. It wasn't like that because I'm God's child. And I think that's what was moving the hand. Because y'all kept trying to kill God's child, and I still got something here to do. And y'all been interrupting by keeping me stuck in this movie or whatever the hell. I don't think it's a movie. This shit been like this for me my whole life. So, with that being said, so I realized that, let's say you got, you might owe money and everything. You might get blessed with the money that you need. But the people that I was helping, my energy was helping, was actually sacrificing me or helping the one that was sacrificing me. And if it was a few over there on my side, over there with them, it wasn't enough for them to change their viewpoint about me. So the best thing for me to do was stop. And I knew it was going to be hurt me. But it was like, it's like, okay, let's say it's a list of names. I said this before. Let's say it's a list of names. It's 100 and let's say it's 350 names on a list. All different names. When I release my gun, let's say my name at the top, Tat, but the rest of the names is totally different. When I release my gun, all these names say Tat. So my ancestors supposed to be blessed to Tat, but hell, they don't know who to bless. Because my gun's like a scatter. It's a scatter blessings. I said, oh, hell no. I'd rather die and go back to wherever I came from, talk to God about this, and we go over it again, and I come back another two more lifetimes and figure this out. There ain't no way in the hell I'm finna keep on repeating this. Because I wouldn't even think God would want me to do it. So then I had to think about what God said. When you get tired of it and you stop, I fix it. And then I had to realize what my grandma said. My grandma told me something same time I heard that from God. And she said, you're going to have to be brave. In other words, they were saying I was going to have to stop this, fall off. I had to put it together because before I could put that together, I had to quit a lot of stuff. I had to heal myself even more to the point where when God says, as soon as you quit it, what would I quit? What do I supposed to quit? If I got a lot of stuff if I got a lot of sin that I'm indulging in, how would I know what to quit? So I healed myself to the point where I ain't have nothing but one problem. That was that damn test y'all put me in. And I quit the hell out of it as soon as I figured it out.